Cool. All right, we should be good now. Yeah. Right. Look, I know it's.
You when we I haven't been getting like a collab invite on none of our Instagrams. You ain't been going back and add me as a collab, have you? So it can be on my timeline.
On the lives.
Yep, they don't show up on my timeline unless you add me as a collab on Instagram.
I haven't posted them. I haven't posted them on IG.
Oh, so it just stream, but then you don't post them.
I haven't posted the last few on there. Or yeah, I would have tagged you on there for sure.
I would say none of them is on my timeline because it's not. I'm not set up as a collab on actual Instagram. It's crazy because it should have me. It should just tag me from us being live, but it don't.
You would think, yeah, because I have you. Yeah, I got you tagged in the like whenever I set it up. I think it's tagged. I don't know. I can't remember. I think I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I hadn't posted the last few that we had did the full video on IG.
Yeah, okay. Because I'm like,
Just trying to.
I ain't been no collab on none of them. Ain't none of them on my timeline when I go look.
Yeah, yeah. Look, just trying to get some. I think I started doing that, trying to get some traffic to the YouTube. That's what I meant to. So when I was gonna post the clips, I was gonna like go ahead and you can watch the full thing on the YouTube. I think that's what.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Makes sense. Tell
yeah,
you I'm getting older. I forgot. You sure did.
yeah. No, it's all good. It's all good. Look, I even forgot. So yeah.
You right.
Well, yeah, it's been a while. Everybody tuning in. This Unlearn and Relearn. With me, Brother Love, Jasper Lovett, and Brandy Yates, accountability coach, conquering relationships online, and man, we got some good conversations for y'all. Good topics. Definitely feel free to leave comments, and if you have questions or topics, you can definitely enter those in while we're talking. Or, like I said, if you got something, when we're offline, you can always uh, inbox or DM me or Brandy with topics or questions that you want us to talk about. And if you wanted us to shout you out or want to be anonymous, let us know. We definitely are here for that. For your questions and things like that. We get a lot of good. The last live we did, we had a lot of good feedback, and that's always fun to get some live feedback from people. So
Yeah, yeah. I know sometimes it's like, you typing, we talking, and they typing, and then we probably moved on by the time they done with a question or whatever they got in there. And we got to circle back, so it's rough when you doing live and trying to address the comments. But yeah, I definitely like when they comment because we can always answer later too. Just type it back and forth. So definitely
oh
keep
yeah,
asking y'all questions.
for sure, for sure. And we said we're gonna do that. We're gonna do some of the lives where we're just answering questions to give you a better opportunity to ask your question, and we can go right there with you.
Yep.
But we always got good topics to talk about, regardless. And you know, look, let me just jump on into it. Let's just jump on into the first one real quick. Like I said, I get these topics from uh, threads mostly because there's always a conversation going on threads, uh, in these areas. So here, okay, and that I saw that post and I wanted to talk about it because, like I said, the question comes up. Is it too late to be compatible with a person? Is it such thing as a person who they had the pieces. It might have just been some things that they had to work on, and later on, y'all get together, and it's like, oh, okay, now everything is, everything lines up now. Maybe some things they had to change, or is it a thing where that's who they gonna be is who they gonna be. You know what I'm saying? Like what you get is what you gonna get. You know.
Well, nah, I believe in change. I believe people, as long as you live, I believe there's an opportunity to change. So I don't believe who you are is always who you are. It's just that a lot of people, the older you get, they do stay who they are, so it's hard to believe that people change later, but I don't think it's impossible for people to change later. As far as spinning the block though, I'm kind of, man, I'm a little against that, especially if you ended or it did not proceed to the next level in a kind of toxic or I mean, I don't want to call everything toxic, but in a way, kind of where it was like, hey, you really had me messed up. Like, you took me through some stuff. I don't believe in that whole spinning the block and on that type of level. And, well, you wasn't ready then, but you're ready now. You got everything I need. The thing is, what is everything you need, though?
Mm.
And what is it that they didn't have that made y'all not become exclusive or anything the first time around? So, I don't know about that. It would just depends because if you're saying you have everything now, but you didn't have it before when I wanted you, then now I have to relearn you then because I don't really know. I don't really know if what I wanted then is the same thing that I want now.
Oh,
So that's how I see that.
that's a good point. Even though what might have worked for you at whatever time y'all was together, that might have worked at that time. You might have grown into a whole nother person yourself, where it's some other things that you want now that ain't even got nothing to do with those things. So oh man, that's a really good point. Whenever looking at that, and look, I'm pretty much the same way when it comes to spinning the block. I spun the block one time, and you know I ain't gonna say I regretted it, but I feel like the things that I knew were making us incompatible were still there. It just wasn't. Things did change. I would say the relationship did change. I feel like it was better than it was the first go round, but I still feel like that what I needed from that person, it still wasn't there. The relationship we had still wasn't the relationship that I wanted. So you know, but I feel like some people it might work out for some people. Some
Right.
people they spin the block and they might have went crazy when they was a little younger, and then they get back together, early 30s, and they a lot more mature, than had some life experience. It might work out.
Yeah,
You
and
know.
and there are cases you've seen. Well, I've seen. Not sure if you've seen, but I've seen cases where people have those stories where they went off, they separate ways, probably even married other people at the time, divorced, got back together. I've seen those type of stories, but I've not seen a lot of those. I'm used to seeing stories where people just hung on for dear life until that person changed. So I've seen more of those stories more than I've seen, we weren't right for each other the first time around. We went our separate ways, got ourselves together. Then later on in life, we got back together. I've never seen too many of those, type stories. And you're right, like ones who have, I've seen some who have. When they did spin the block, it was like I wasted my time a second time around because you're right, some things did change, but those things that I wanted in my partner, you still did not change in that area. So then here we go again. We going back our separate ways. So yeah, I've had one person I considered if they hey Floyd, you gotta check out his podcast too. He interview a lot of dope people.
Oh, okay.
We gotta get him on ours. We gotta get him on ours too. Floyd Hope. But
Okay. Cool.
it's called the Kickback DA Kickback Podcast. He do some dope stuff. But I've had one person I consider spinning the block on, and then I'm glad that opportunity never came though, because the more I thought, like, oh shoot, we may be better now. When I started seeing like certain things, I was like, dang, so they ain't changed. They just escalated more into the thing that I did not like. So I was like,
Mm.
okay, I'm glad we didn't the chance didn't come for us to actually talk back to, each other again. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I really believe in that whole spinning the block thing.
It's it's a tough thing to call because like you said you're taking a chance on I'll say it like this. I don't necessarily feel like it's necessarily wasting your time because you got to see it you got to go into it to know what it is, and I feel like that's what I experienced. Like I had to see, like, okay, maybe I'm wrong about, let me just see, and I'm not saying you got to do that with everybody because that's a lot to try to, sometimes you just got to call a spade a spade. We just ain't meant to be.
Hey, yep,
Okay?
and not in this lifetime. Maybe next lifetime we could try it again, but yeah, definitely not this one. So
Right.
yeah, hey, you didn't, like I said, you done took me through there. Like I'm not, ain't no seeing if you change if you done took me through there. Now if we, if we parted ways based off just life in general, we just went our separate ways. We didn't match at that time. There was no bad blood or nothing like that. Then yeah, I would consider it, but. Like I said, that whole it depends on how we parted ways. That would have to be the consideration right there. How did we part ways the first time? Let's start there. And then if it wasn't no bad blood or it wasn't no craziness, then yeah, I probably consider seeing if you've grown or changed into the person that I'm willing to do life with.
Mm. See, I feel like it wasn't bad blood. It was just me understanding compatibility and just knowing that we have we have a good rapport, we get along, but it doesn't necessarily equate to compatibility. Chemistry, oh, off the charts, great chemistry, but
Mm-hmm.
compatibility, a whole nother thing. It's some things that I see. It's ways that I see life that you just don't see life like that, and that's okay. You know, because if it was just to me, if it was just a matter of how things ended, I feel like I've ended. I feel like when I was dating, I ended things decently. Let me not lie, decently with most of everybody. You know what I'm saying? Things were decent. We ain't hating each other at the end of it. Okay, I can say
Yeah.
that. You
And
know.
that's all I'm saying. Like, even if that's all it is. It gotta. I can't have no secret animosity towards you. Let's just start there. If it's some secret animosity, and I feel like, because I'm the type of person, you don't have to give me closure. Once I'm done, I'm done. But I feel like if I open that portal back up, then now that stuff that I didn't get closure on is finna try to come back, and now I'm finna have to fight against myself to not have to want to ask those same questions. So if it's like that type of thing, like, well,
Right.
why did you do this and why did you hurt me and all that? Nah, let's just stay separate. I ain't even got time for it. I don't even want to go down memory lane. Mm-mm.
I feel that because I have to ask those questions. We got to get to it. Now, if we gonna open this thing back up, we have to get to that stuff. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like we got to get to what Hey, when it left, this is what was going on. This is what I felt that you was doing. So we
Yeah.
have to address that before we can even consider anything.
Right.
Like
Right.
any of
Right.
that.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, if it's some of that stuff ain't even worth going down, we ain't spending the block then. Because you're right, like some chapters have to be closed, not necessarily, and there's a difference between closure and close. You can close chapters without having closure. So some things just have to close, right? But it's like if I'm gonna open that back up to build something with you, whether that's a friendship or a relationship, we're gonna have to address that stuff, that we never got closure on, so I can get an understanding. But it's like if I ain't trying to do all that, then no, you cannot spin the block. Nah, I ain't even gonna. It ain't worth my time. I like what you said too with chemistry and compatibility, because I think people think just because they have chemistry with somebody that y'all are compatible, and that's not necessary. You're compatible in a minor way, but you're not compatible in a way where you guys fit the puzzle of doing life in relationships together.
Yeah, that's a piece that a lot of people don't understand, and I might not have understood it until that moment as well. Like what the real difference, because most people, it's easy for them to distinguish why they don't like a person. I
Right.
had to really, I had to really like figure it out. Like, why is it that I'm not happy in this relationship? What is the thing? Because we get along, but it's like, no, who this person is and what they stand for is not what I want and what I stand for. That's
Yep.
why that's why compatibility wise, romantically, we can't build anything towards the future because I know you want to go in this direction and I want to go into this direction. And,
Yeah.
and I'm not even saying that you're going into the wrong direction. You just ain't going into one that I want to go in. That's all.
That part.
You
That part. It's
know?
kind of like I don't know if you remember that one live we had. It was kind of going back with one of the got back and forth with one of the commenters, and I'm like, bruh, listen, if you don't want a woman that has male friends, just don't get with her. Like, what's the point of trying to pursue and chase a woman who has male friends and is not willing to let them go, only for you to sit there for year after year, however long it takes, to try to force her to get rid of the male friends, especially if they not intimate, have never been intimate, no questionable stuff or nothing like that. Just, you're not compatible. The chemistry is there, but you're not compatible. Just go be with someone who, because there are plenty of people who don't believe in platonic, friendships. Just
Right.
go find you somebody who don't believe in it. Like come on now. Like, that's the thing. It's like people be trying to force people to be compatible with them just because you feel the chemistry. Don't waste your time.
That's good. That's good. And you can. That's something that you very much so can't force. You cannot force compatibility. And like I was saying in that live, I feel like it would be a waste of time to try to, convince this person that this is how you should see it because of
Yeah.
these reasons. It's like not everybody don't have that experience, and everyone doesn't have that philosophy either.
Hmm.
So I'd rather just go find somebody who already got that philosophy and beliefs. To me,
Yeah.
that's the easier thing to satisfy what I'm looking for. Just go find a
Yeah.
person who already there. You
And then
know.
here's the thing, because that's the thing with relationships. I was actually talking to a friend yesterday. I went out to had a lunch date with her yesterday, and I was saying like, the thing is too, I can actually understand your perspective. So that's another thing. I can understand the reason why you wouldn't do it, right? And why it may not be a great idea to do it. But just because I understand the perspective of it doesn't mean I still have to live my life according to that if it does not resonate with me. So I think that's the thing too. People think, oh, if you don't agree, you don't understand. No, I understand. I just don't live my life like that. And you gotta be okay with having that part of a bond with somebody or not. You could just be with people who agree with everything, because there's people out there that will agree with everything you say. Just, again, go find them.
Right. All right. What we got? We
Oh,
got.
did you want to speak to that one, my friend Pierre?
Yeah, chemistry can also be fake. People come as their representatives. I agree wholeheartedly. I think I made a post a long time ago saying that that chemistry can always be fake. Like, and y'all don't understand. Like, people who got game, that's what you call faking chemistry. Okay, you could
Mhm.
easily manufacture some smooth stuff with a person, and it's not authentic or genuine at all. But if you dealt with a lot of women, you could say you have a higher chance to say this thing and get a good response, right? So
Yeah.
you could easily throw something out there, just be like, oh, okay, she gonna like this, so let me just say this thing, and she might take it like, oh, we just got all this magic. Like, this is the same line I used on 100 different people. Okay,
And
like.
it's plenty of things you can call that, right? The most trending thing that we know of that's been trending, the two words love bombing,
Oh,
is
love,
the
yeah.
chemistry being faked, and then those stupid butterflies. Like, come on now, that ain't no chemistry. You just flattered by anybody that give you attention. Come on now.
You ain't even checking the authenticity of it at all. Just,
No.
you think this is a movie or something. Like, I'm sorry,
We in
ain't nobody,
Disneyland.
yeah, right. Like ain't nobody said nothing that smooth. Where I'm like, man, this is just, I'm blown away. First thing I'm gonna do is, I'm a skeptic instantly. Like, hold up, now what? How many dudes you done told this to? You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing I'm gonna
Just too
say.
smooth.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, that's way too smooth. Like, how many times you can practice this? You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like, but yeah, I definitely agree with you, Pierre. Chemistry can definitely be faked, and if your compatibility doesn't run to deeper things, that can be fake too. Like if compatibility is if you're basing your compatibility off things that are very shallow, what I'm saying, like stuff that has nothing to do with actual character, beliefs, stuff that's really personal to you. What you comparing people to is like stuff that's very personal, and it can't be nothing that is oh we both into playing the piano. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not it's not compatibility. You
Yeah.
can have things in common, but that don't make you compatible.
Yeah.
Like you can,
Look, it makes us compatible enough to go to piano lessons. Like that's it. You know.
here it is.
Like I said, it's levels, and I think that's what people be so mad about with life because they don't understand those. Or it's levels to so many things in life, y'all. Like for real, just because we like pianos together does not make us compatible for a relationship. It may just mean we need to just have friend dates going to piano lessons. Like it's so much deeper than that. But people base compatibility off a lot of surface level things.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. You gotta dig deeper if you talking about compatibility, especially for a serious, long term, healthy relationship. You gotta dig deeper. You gotta dig deeper on that. What? Okay. What Pierre say? Love bombing is a red flag for me. I won't even accept the shot early on in a relationship. Yeah, you shouldn't. Yeah, you shouldn't because how real is this? You don't even know me. You don't know me.
Especially the older we get, y'all, we done been love bummed so much. We should be pros at it by now. Like we should see it so clearly by now. Like especially the older you get, it ain't that glorious. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of the same tactics. It's the same patterns. It ain't really nothing too glorious.
I was always look, even younger. I'd say I dated between in my early 20s, about 25 when I met my wife. I was uncomfortable with love bombing, and it wasn't even love bombing. Then it's just you just saying certain things to me. I know that we haven't earned, or we haven't. It doesn't make sense that we're saying these things. I'm
Facts.
uncomfortable with that because I'm like, what are you trying to do? You know what I'm saying? Like I
Facts.
instantly get my guard up. Like, what are you talking about? Like you don't know
Mhm.
me like that. Don't you saying you love
Yeah,
me?
exactly. People love flattery though. That's why I said they love them butterflies fluttering in their gut. Ooh, they said I ain't never had a man say this to me. Oh, well, keep living. You're gonna have plenty more. Like that's just some of them. It just works, from person to person. So
Oh yeah, yeah. Look, I ain't even gonna lie. Have I said some slick stuff? 100%. 100%. Okay. All right. But love bomb, I don't know. I don't, because I don't believe that. I'm not finna say
mhm,
nothing crazy. But have I said some
yeah,
charming stuff? Sure. I ain't gonna
hmm
sit here and lie and act like I ain't did something, to that extent.
yeah.
But um, what Pierre says, okay, everyone can't be bought. I love that. First of all, Pierre, I love you, man. I don't know who you are, but
Look, that's my guy.
I
That's my
love that.
friend.
Yeah,
That's my
everyone.
homie. My collab partner, spiritual partner. That's my boy.
Yeah, yeah. Like I be saying that all the time. You can't buy me with this stuff. So I like that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. Back to the is it too late? I feel like it is like we said. It's dependent on the circumstances of the first round, right? How the first round went, I think determines that, and then how you handle trying to come into a later, situation, which is something I feel like you got to handle delicately. Like you said, you have to address the things that you need to address, and you
Mhm.
have to know that the changes that you're looking for in a person are actually there and not
Right.
just because, like I said, with my situation, my ex did change some stuff, but it wasn't. It still didn't matter when it came to compatibility. It's still like that was just there, you know. And that's how I was so at peace with letting go and not trying to do it again because I understood what exactly it was at that point. You know, it wasn't a matter of you know, there's nothing you can do to make us compatible. Ain't nothing you can work on. You know, so I'm not even gonna put you through. You know, there's nothing you can do. And I feel like you
Right.
be honest about that. If you gonna give a person a chance and see if the chemistry or if the compatibility is there with some changes or you've evolved, you got to be honest about it and
Right.
transparent about it for real. Yeah, yeah. You got anything else you want to throw on that?
I think we did a good one with that one.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. We're gonna keep it moving. I got one more for us. But I saw this and was like, okay, I think we can dive a little deeper into this thing. And actually, they don't have to be marriage; it could be a serious relationship. But just thinking about the effects of social media and asking the question: Does how much influence does it have on you having a healthy relationship? Like, is it something that you just know you can't have a social media, or is it you have to behave a certain way on social media? Like, or do you got to do like the joint? I know people be having the couples accounts, and they do the joint. Got to hey, we both got to have a password, and they do that thing. Like, what you think, Brandon?
Bruh, okay, that takes me out. That whole, if y'all are not content creators building something together, I don't understand the purpose behind the joint ones. That right there, I feel like tells a lot on the start of how y'all started that relationship or marriage, and it tells a lot about some insecurities and control issues going on. Because if y'all ain't doing a joint thing for a collab, like a content creating thing, why? Like what? I don't know. Anyway, I wish more married people would speak on that. Because it's variables. I know people that are successful that have social media. I know people that are not successful that don't have social media. They just find other ways to have problems. People talk about they relate social media to cheating. You don't need social media to cheat. You could get creative. People was cheating before social media. Let's not forget that, okay? So it ain't the social media that's the problem. It's the person you're married to that's the problem. But people always want to pinpoint the problem as outside sources. If the outside source or sources can deteriorate what you got going on within, then the problem always started within. Can't no outside anything come in and destroy what y'all got going on if it's solid, if y'all on the same page, if y'all are protecting each other spiritually, emotionally, physically, mentally, and definitely sexually. If y'all are protecting each other as a couple, it does not matter about what outside source is out there that destroys or try to destroy you. It ain't gonna happen. There's a barrier there that it can't pierce through.
Mm.
So I don't believe that. I don't believe the cheat code to a successful marriage is staying off social media. Not at all. I mean, do what works for you. I mean, if that helps your marriage be successful, then do it. Hey, by all means, do it.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head with that. Because I think people missing the mark of why would we need to stay off social media? Like we don't have enough control or discipline to act accordingly on social media. Like that's I don't know. Like you said, I think that speaks to a bigger problem that's not being addressed in your relationship. if that's what you have to do, you know.
That part.
But then you have some people who will push back, who would say, would you, if it saved your relationship, would you delete your social media? You know, if that's what saved your relationship. And my thing is like, if that can destroy my relationship, then there are other things that can happen outside of social media that's going to destroy my relationship. It's as simple as that. Like you said, people been doing stuff before social media. You know.
I I've seen that what you similar to what you were saying. Like people will be like, uh, when I find the right relationship, or I can't wait to find the right relationship so I can get off social media. You need wait. So what is social media doing for your life in general to where you need a relationship to come save you from it? Like
Mm.
you just don't have the discipline to just. I know people now that ain't on social media, but they on social media. You know how? Because they using they people's page, they friends pages, they using they cousins pages, they sisters pages, they using family and friends pages to be on social media. So it ain't the social media that's the issue. It's your self control or whatever it is that's drawing you to social media that you just don't want to get off. You want to fake like you want to get off.
Mm.
So for me, no, I will not. So you said like the healthy relationship, but I saw a post that was saying, "Will you, just in general, will you get rid of social media for a relationship?" Absolutely not. I will not. Unless I'm now to save my relationship, that would have mean that maybe I was a habitual cheater on social media. So
Mm.
then, yeah, if I want to save my relationship, then yeah, I'll get rid of it. But just in general, no, absolutely, I will not get rid of social media for a relationship.
No, I think you just made a really good point right there. Like you said, if you somebody who are you're trying to get it under control, then yeah, you probably should. You know, that wouldn't be a bad thing that you stop your social media because you're trying to get yourself under control. You can got out of pocket, and now you hurt everything that you got going on. So you probably need to delete your stuff at that point till you can come back to your senses or something, or have some better disciplines. So I think that's a very good and very valid point. Uh, in those terms, yes, you will be doing the right thing for social media. But if we're two individuals, uh, just in a relationship, and you messing stuff up just off regular stuff, you liking pictures you ain't supposed to be liking, you commenting under pictures and stuff like that. When your partner sees some picture, your name the first one in the likes. There's something that you ain't supposed to be in. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
In those terms, it's like, yeah, I mean, you need to have some discipline and some philosophies that help you when you on social media, that protects your partner, from embarrassment, of seeing your name come out down the timeline on some stuff it ain't supposed to be on.
yeah,
And
yeah.
to me, like, it ain't no different from offline. Like, if you see hold on, what was that? It was a Chris Brown concert. The married lady, she kissed Chris Brown on stage. Did you see that?
I saw people sharing it. Yeah,
Yeah. And see, now that's, to me, that's like, see, that ain't got nothing to do with social media. You just know how to control yourself.
you heard me.
You
Yeah,
know, at the
yeah,
concert, you can wild out, and you married. Like, I don't even know how true that is. I don't even know if that was actual. They was actually married or whatever.
yeah. It did. Was it like a plant? Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
Chris Brown knew them. They knew they was gonna pull somebody up. Yeah, I don't. I mean, I don't know. Either way, they do stuff for controversy or views or
yeah.
to get some hype going. Either way, it's a good example though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the whole social media, it ain't just social media. Like, come on now, if you gotta track your partner through social media, it's some deeper stuff going on. Because how you gonna track them forever? Because they gotta go to work. How you gonna stop them from having work wives, work husbands? They gotta go to work. They gotta go out to the grocery stores. They gotta go handle business. They gotta go to family members' houses. Like, how you gonna stop them overall from being the person that they are just because you telling them they can't have social media? It's
Yeah.
I tell I had I made a post and I said for the women. I said, y'all, and I think I said that on one of our lives before, and you was like, I ain't never heard that. I said we teach people how to cheat on us. You teach people to be experts at cheating. I can tell you to get off social media, baby. If I'm a cheater, I'm gonna go be real creative on continuing to cheat. You're not gonna stop me from being a cheater if that's who I am.
100%.
So okay, you got my passwords. All right, I just use a text app. A app that vanishes because they got them too. You can put an app on your phone. It looks like something totally different. Something you will never be able to, think that this is a text app. It's so many ways we can go and find ways to cheat. Like we teach people how to be creative at cheating. Just get rid of the cheater now. Like set moving all these, making the men and women leave your person alone ain't gonna stop them from cheating. Making them get off social media ain't gonna stop them from cheating. Following their phone, putting trackers on them, that ain't gonna stop them from cheating. Like, come on now, they gonna find better ways.
Yeah. You gotta be real. You gotta be honest about what the real problem is. It's not social media. It's that person. It's them doing what they're doing. So even if you delete social media and they can't like a twerk video online, when they out, they still looking at booty. They still
But
flirting. They still doing what they got to do. You know what I'm
because
saying?
anyway you turn around, somebody twerking to some.
Right.
So they ain't gonna
They
stop
still
you.
gonna, yeah, that's not gonna stop nothing. That ain't gonna stop them from flirting at the job. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't gonna stop that. So you got to be honest about it. What's the real problems? Because social media ain't the problem. That's just
Fact.
another medium of life. You have to behave, the right way, the healthy way in all mediums of life. It ain't got nothing to do with the medium. You got to
Yeah.
you got to know what this. Why does this person feel like they got to do this? Period.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep.
Like social media is just an example of what's going on in real life. That's all it is. It's not gonna, nothing's gonna change that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
even if it's a small part of a person's personality, you still learning something from people on social media. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like even myself, I'm not talking about relationships all day long in my regular life, but thankfully I have a social media that I can, get my thoughts out and opinions and all that out, but even though it don't tell the full story of who I am, it still gives you a glimpse on exactly who I am. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It gives you a glimpse of that. And people
Yeah.
misbehaving on social media is just an example of that.
So look, it's a little controversy around the whole you believe in what people post, like you feel like you know them because of what they post. And
Mm.
I'm the type of person though. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm the type of person where what you see on social media is what you're gonna get in real life. I have no reason to pretend to be something or talk about things on social media that I would not talk about in real life.
Mm.
And I find it odd that people actually, especially the older you get, think that that's okay. And it's like, well, who I am on social media is not the real me. You don't know me. Oh, well, baby, I don't want to get to know you because that's odd. Like, why are you feeling the need to post a bunch of weird stuff that's not you, or a bunch of controversial stuff that's not you, and then I'm supposed to believe that I'm supposed to get a upstanding, righteous, nice, person in person. Like I don't believe that. So what you post on social media, you can call it what you want. I'm okay with being called. I don't want to be around a lot of people anyway. So I'm okay with people thinking I'm a problem because I will judge you off your social media. I absolutely will, and I'll say it loud and clear. I will. So either tread lightly on what you post or don't. It doesn't matter to me because I'm judging off your social media, and that will tell me if I want to be around you or not. Because I don't
Right.
like all like I gotta know you some type of genuine. And if you being a whole different character on social media, and now we're not talking about some comical stuff, but we ain't talking about that. But like if you getting into a lot of like controversial stuff and you saying a lot of crazy stuff that's not morally or ethically on my scale of liking, baby, I'm not hanging with you in person. No, ever, never.
Right. Like you said, even though it's social media, you like these thoughts don't just come from nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't just like nothing. So if this is, you got to think about it. You're choosing what to post.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have to think this through. Like this is what I choose to put out into the world. You know, like
On your blueprint though. It's your page.
it's
That's
your
your
stuff.
blueprint.
It's your
Like,
stuff.
what do you mean?
So I have to be able to judge you off of that because this is what you chose to do. You have things that
Yes.
you have an opportunity to say something of value, and this is what you chose to say. So
Yes.
I get to see that is definitely you. You just don't think I should take it that serious. Like, no, you saying some crazy stuff. I ain't gonna take it
Yes.
serious. Me, like,
Yes, because I don't want to be in person knowing that this will cause an argument on social media. But I'm like, oh, well, maybe they're different in person. Then we get in person and you literally saying the same thing you said on social media. Then that's my fault for not believing it. You're posting the blueprint. You're building the blueprint on your page. If I want to do a business collab with somebody, I'm going to choose based off what I'm seeing, right? I'm not finna just be like, oh, they never talk about business. They always talking about stealing somebody, man. They always talking about, robbing somebody. Oh, but I'm going to go pick them to do a business collab. That would be dumb of me to do so. So it's like what you put on social media is building your blueprint on how you are chose for friendship, for relationship, for business. I don't know why. That's the most gaslighting thing I see people do all the time. Well, don't believe what I post. You stupid if you do. All right. And again, I'm gonna say it every time. Well, I guess we both just stupid, ain't we? Because I'm gonna believe it.
right? You can't just say. My thing is, you can't just say this stuff and don't think it just don't mean nothing. You can't walk into a bank just I'm finna rob everybody and I was just posting that. I was just saying that to be saying like, no, what do you mean? You don't put this stuff out there if it ain't what you truly feel. That's
Yes,
not my
people
fault.
got.
That Yeah, it's not my fault that you choose to say one thing and then pretend to be a whole nother way whenever we in person. That's not my fault that you choose to do that because
Exactly.
that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm saying
Yep.
stuff that I actually believe and I actually feel. It's not
Yep.
two it's not two different things.
Yep.
And so, like,
Yep. This is serious. Like people done actually got convicted off stuff that they put on social media. Like that's how serious this is. Literally, come on now. Everybody's judging you. If you think you posting stuff on social media and you ain't being judged, then I'm sorry to bust your bubble. But even the people that say they not judging you, trust me, they're judging you. They are. It's just some of us will admit that we judge, and most don't admit that they judge.
you get yeah. I got look. I got messed up. I was dating a girl. I ain't gonna say we was talking. I ain't gonna say we was dating. We was talking, and I must have made some post about cheating or something like that, you know. And this girl that I know who was being funny, she just got on there and was like, "I don't know why you posted this. You're clearly a cheater." She being funny though. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the girl believed her, so it messed stuff up with us. Cause she was like, "Well, why would she say that?" I'm like, I was like, "Oh man, is this
But
happening? Is this really happening?" Like,
you got to be careful. People, it does like I'm sorry. You can try to talk about you can try to make people feel bad for judging. You can say whatever you want to say. The truth of the matter is everybody on social media will judge you. That's how listen, that's how they know what to like and not to like.
yeah,
It be the simplest things. I'm like, bruh, all of y'all on here is judging. If somebody say something you don't like, you sharing it and you making the caption, we're either agreeing with it or disagreeing with it. You just judge that post.
right.
There's different type of all judgment ain't bad judgment. So it's like, oh my God. So it's so many topics I could really get into and tackle that I'm like, people are really not ready to hear these type of conversations because it goes against your belief system. It's going to make you have to dig deeper into your belief system and see where the root of the problem is on why you believe what you believe and why you're holding on to that and how harmful your belief is for you.
Mm.
So people ain't as ready as they claim to be.
Yeah, everybody doesn't want to challenge their own beliefs at times. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a tough thing to do. Um, especially when you done told yourself, this is how things are, for so long. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is how I see things. But I just feel like if you stay true to what you feel, you don't have to worry about your posts coming back to haunt you. And
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you won't have to worry about, regretting putting something out there and have people seeing it in a bad light. Look, I had to take that L on the chin. Like,
Yeah.
the girl was convinced. I was like, man, I never would have guessed. I would never would have guessed that would have happened. But it is what it is. I'm not finna go crazy about it 'cause I know who I am.
Yeah.
But it's unfortunate that she just didn't know that my homegirl just joked around like that. We
Yeah.
joking around because that's all I used to do when I first got on like Facebook and all that. I'm just cracking jokes. And then I eventually start saying some real stuff. Start putting relationship advice on there and stuff like that. But sometimes you just gotta be careful with what you gonna put out there and what you might argue against. And like, I used to be on posts arguing about stuff, and if you look at that, it's gonna line up with who I am. It's as
Right.
simple as that. I just, at this point, I just don't care to be typing against nobody for real. I just ain't
Yeah.
got nothing to do. I really don't. If I didn't do this, I wouldn't even be on social media at all.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't
Yeah.
even, if I didn't want to give advice and stuff like that, I wouldn't even, you wouldn't see my face on social media, like,
Hmm.
at all. But I do enjoy social media for the right things. A lot of good information. You learn a lot of good stuff. You follow a lot of very smart people, and then the things that you're interested in, like, you get even deeper into. You know what I'm saying? Like, you get more into stuff. That's why I
Yeah.
love Threads. People complain about Threads because all they talk about is relationships on there. I love it.
But
I
look,
love
I've
it.
been seeing that. I've been seeing that lately. But what's crazy is every social media doing it though. So I'm like, no
Mm,
matter what social media you go to, you finna find somebody talking about relationships because that's what matters to people in general. So it's
mm,
like you ain't gonna get away from that. I'm sorry. So Threads is starting to become that more, but I promise when I first got on there, I did not see it either.
mm.
And then I've been seeing people later like, dang, I used to like Threads because it went all about dating and relationships and hurt and all this, and now that's all I see. I'm like, yeah, it did change. And to
Look,
that, I like it, but I'm like, it did. I noticed it did change, but any social media, that's just what it's gonna be because people actually they value, they don't value, they want and they don't want. So relationships. So
yeah.
even in those four categories, they still gonna talk about relationships, good
Oh
in
yeah.
a good light or a bad light. That's just you ain't gonna get away from that. You just gonna have to train your algorithm in your page. That's the only thing you can do.
I want mine like that. I like it.
Me too.
Only thing I don't like is hearing the bad stories. That's the only thing that come down. I'll be like, I don't want to hear a bunch of that. I
Do
want to
you
hear.
hit uninterested? Do you hit that? Because it'll show you'll train the algorithm to show you less of those types. Do you hit
Um,
uninterested on there?
I think I have before because I don't see it often at all. But every once in a while, something will come down. But I think I have done the uninterested um, before. It's been a while though. What I try to do is I try to just like and save the type of stuff I like. And as
Mhm.
long as I'm liking and saving and commenting on it, I'll get more of that stuff.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
a lot of times, even if I do see something I don't like, I can just scroll past it, and it's not a whole lot of it, you know.
yeah.
But yeah, I look, people, complain about it, but to me, it's great. I love seeing those conversations going on and hearing different perspectives and seeing different people talk about things. Like, I love that.
Hmm.
Um, that's I when I used to be on Threads for hours, like, just reading stuff. Like, when I first really got into it, I'm like, man, I love this. Like,
Hmm.
but I get the average person don't want to just keep seeing that over and over again, especially if they don't want to think about dating all the time. Like, if I
Yeah,
was look, if I
yeah,
was
that's what I said.
dating,
Especially on Facebook, boy, I've trained my algorithm so good. Every now and then it'll be some slippers in there, but I've trained it so good that I'm not seeing a lot of that back and forth bad stuff about, relationships. And if it is something bad, it's not as crazy as what I was seeing, before. It's the
Mm-hmm.
same with, like I was telling you, I'm not really on threads as much. I have everything that I post on Facebook going to my threads. So that's why
Okay.
it would probably look like that I'm posting as much on threads. But if somebody comment, then I get on threads to read the comment or react to it. Then while I'm on there, then I go ahead and scroll down, my timeline
Okay.
or whatever. And like I said, I see some good stuff on there, but and that's why it's like it's not the social media that's hurting the relationship, y'all. Like you can train your algorithm to have great stuff on social media. So it ain't social media, y'all. It's the person that you actually with that's hurting the relationship. So, but people like to point fingers, especially if they ain't ready to lead a person. They're like,
Right.
oh, it's the coworker messing with my man. No, your man was messing with her. But yeah, I get it.
Yeah. Look, you look. If you gonna point finger at social media, point at your algorithm. You control your algorithm. Like if you absorbing a bunch of crazy stuff, you're gonna get a bunch of crazy stuff. It's what you feeding yourself. They can't. You can uninterest. Like you said, that I probably do the uninterested thing more on Instagram than on Threads. Cause
Got you.
Threads, it ain't too many conversations that I don't want to see. But on IG, it's a lot of content I don't want to see.
Mhm.
So I have to get in there and like control that because I don't want to see a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of different stuff on there. But
Right.
like I said, you control that. You can't, you have a choice in the matter of what you see on social media. Because if they can't
Hmm.
control it on social media, believe that they ain't going to work controlling it. They ain't, around their homies controlling it. They ain't controlling it around nobody. If they
Exactly.
control it on that, it's the same. It's the same thing.
Exactly.
Why would I, as a married man trying to have a healthy marriage, be listening to a whole bunch of dudes talking about how much they cheating? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I want to
Exactly.
be around that? Why would I want to listen to it? Dudes talking about having a bunch of different women, all through their life and every night. And why would I want to hear that? That
Yep.
does nothing for me. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like, that's not who I'm trying to be. I'm
Yep.
going to listen to
Exactly.
the couples, the pages of male influencers that are married or in healthy relationships that give healthy advice who ain't telling me to do nothing that goes against what I believe. That's who
Right.
I'm following. That's who I'm liking. I don't comment as much on IG for some reason, but because it's just so many comments. Like I feel like
It's
Thread is
boy, it's
easier,
I
but
don't like it. I don't like IG. I don't. I like Threads and it's the same with TikTok too, but Threads and Facebook, that's my go to.
yeah. I like TikTok. I have to get back active because TikTok, as far as being active, that's a great place to be active at. Like I love being active on TikTok. They give you instant response. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm talking
Yeah.
about right here.
Yeah.
But like I said, if I wasn't doing this, I wouldn't be a big. I probably watch YouTube every once in a while. That's probably about it.
Yeah.
Like because I don't have to have social media at all. Like
Right.
like I
Yeah.
could actually do without it a lot of times. But
Yeah, and mine, I'm more active on it because I was trying to build the personality presence. I actually was at a book signing yesterday, and somebody that was a long time friend, like somebody I went to school with, was talking to me about just older, like school, middle school, elementary schools, high school stuff, and they were like, "You always been just quiet and to yourself, like just in a box." I'm like, "I have." So I'm like, the people that see me on social media doing all this talking, that is not who I always was. I literally forced myself to do that because I'm trying to build a presence and I'm trying to build a brand. So I'm like, other than that, if I wasn't building a brand, I promise you, I social media, I probably be audiobooks, YouTube, something where, or if I did get anything, it would probably be TikTok, because they do a lot of good videos over there. But yeah, I'll be quiet as a mug if I wasn't building the social media presence due to my brand. For real. It's not, I don't know, it's not like that much of an interest to me.
yeah, you more introverted.
I am. I like, yeah, I like being to myself, to be honest.
I think that's the good thing about social media because I feel I'm the same way. But at the same time, if you know me, if you bring relationship stuff to me, okay, I'm gonna talk your ears off, for that, But if you don't know me like that, probably seeing me talk about that is probably a little off because I don't, I never really showed an interest like that. At least I didn't show other people the interest that I was interested in it when I was younger. You know,
Gotcha.
like I said, once I got comfortable enough on Facebook to start, just typing stuff, and then people would like it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Let me try
Mhm.
some videos, and I start creating posts and stuff like that. So I feel like it's good for people who are a little more introverted to express themselves in this way. And
Yeah, yeah, because like people be like, if they see me in person and I don't really talk as much. I'm like the person y'all get on social media. My thoughts are still the same, but like the socialness is not the same because I can interact on social media and still not have like an in depth connection going on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just surface. But in person, that's a little more personal. So it's like you gotta pay attention a little more to the eyes, to the body language, to the movements. It's like it take a little bit. You gotta give the attention. You can't be looking around watching cars while the person right there talking. You know what I'm saying? Social media, I could be walking and typing and then watching TV, then going and wash dishes. I could do multi things on a social media versus in person. I actually got to give you that quality time. So I'm like, just because I talk, a lot on social media does not mean that's the type of person I am in person unless you've earned that part of me.
right, yeah, yeah, I'm with you. I'm definitely with you on that. Yeah, because it take a lot to. I'm not gonna say that much in person. Like I said, unless you ask me something. If you ask me something, in that subject, oh, we about to go. We about to go to town. Like for
Mhm.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, all right, we can go ahead and wrap this up. Good conversation. Thanks for, everybody that commented. Pierre had some good stuff. And then you said I gotta check out Floyd, his
Yeah,
podcast.
Pierre too. Pierre got his own brand. He got
Oh,
his
okay.
own brand as well. Yep.
All right, cool, cool. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, look, I got a million people to check out for
I
sure.
know. Do you be writing this stuff down? 'Cause I know you be forgetting.
You know I'm forget. I
You
ain't
got Karan Payne. I know I told you him, Karan Payne. Now you got Pierre.
even
You got
following.
Germany.
I'm
You
following
got
Germany.
Floyd. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I'm just not following these two. These the only two. But yeah, I'm following what's his name? Karan, you said?
Okay. On Facebook.
No, that's on IG.
Oh, look, I don't even follow him on IG. I follow him on Facebook though.
Yeah, I
But
think
okay,
it's
cool, cool. Cause yeah, these are the, especially Germany, Pierre and Karan because they are here locally. Those are definitely some that I want on those in person panels that we gonna do. Floyd is in another state though, so
oh, okay.
we can do some virtual stuff with him though. I think he in Texas.
All right, all right. Hey, look, he can come on the pod. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, when we start getting people on it, we can definitely integrate that. Definitely.
And Najee, I think is only on TikTok. I think he got an Instagram, but I don't think he really posts on there.
Okay, yeah, I never seen him on IG at all. I didn't start seeing him on TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, he has an Instagram, but I don't know if he really be posting on there. But he be watching videos when he on there. But yeah, even him, you like, we got some interesting people to do
Yeah,
some collabs and in person stuff with. So
for sure. We gonna be getting that together for y'all and get some in persons now. Look, we're gonna be in person now. I guess we can't be too shy. If we're gonna be doing in person stuff, right?
hey, I'm gonna have security though. I still ain't doing no talking. I'm just out to host and then I'm going to the back. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a new thing. I
Yeah,
think in person is gonna hit a little different because it definitely feel good just to be in person with people versus behind a screen. So,
right. Yeah, yeah. Like, I'm interested to see how that's. Like I said, I haven't done nothing like that. I've done mentoring, but that's the only thing close to that I've done. But very very excited to start doing that for real. Get my feet wet. But yeah. But thanks for everybody who checked. been checking us out, following, listening, catching it live when you can. Like I said, this will be on Facebook, this will be on YouTube, and just keep checking us out on Sundays. Comment, inboxes, questions, stuff you want us to talk about or tackle, different areas. Brandy has a book out. Okay, go check that out. Conquering Relationships 2.
Yeah. Two,
Right.
volume two. I have Conquering Relationships, volume one and volume two, and I have my affirmations book, volume one, that's out. So I have three published books. That is out. You can get them on my website. Gotta talk with I don't know, we might be doing some book clubs too, right? I
For
don't
sure.
know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So
Yeah, we got some stuff. Yeah, for sure.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
Got some stuff that'll be coming. So
Yeah, for sure. Definitely look out for us and keep following us. Like I said, I don't have nothing that you can buy, but you can follow me and like like some posts. That's cool for now.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, catch us. Like I said, the next time. Unlearn and relearn. Good conversations, and like I said, we just catch y'all the next time. All righty. Let me end this.